Hey and welcome, this time it's Overwatch, with some thoughts on basic team composition. So I've been thinking about how to describe certain team compositions in Overwatch, as it is different from MOBA games where you have the locked heroes into the certain roles. But with Overwatch and the possibility to switch throughout the game from different heroes, from offense to defense to support, double support, triple support, I think it's more useful to not go from the hero's perspective into the composition description, but more from the goal you want to achieve with your certain composition. So for example, when you got a hybrid map like Numbani, where you have to capture a point in the first part of the game, you have to think about what do you need to achieve this goal. So you need heroes that can actually hold the point and hold ground. At least this is what I'm thinking. So a Tracer, a Genji and 3 Widowmakers and a support is not gonna capture you the point. But you rather need a composition that is able to break through the enemy defenses, stand on the point and hold it for a certain amount of time. So for example, when we think about a Roadhog, a Soldier and a Lucio as your 3 members of your team composition that are supposed to stand on the point and hold it, then every other character in your team is just devoted to supporting those 3 heroes in their goal. So even if you pick a Tracer, which is basically not good at holding points, she's still really good at picking off enemies, and this allows your main group to fight against less enemies, because the Tracer is circling the point and gets killed and tries to make the job for your main group easier. When we look at the same scenario from the defender's point of view, we get a drastically different goal from what the attackers have, as we don't need the goal to stand on the point, we only need to keep the point clear. So in theory we don't have to stand on the point ever, which in return means that our team composition don't need 3 heroes or 2 heroes, 4 heroes, whatever, that are able to stand on ground and hold ground. So we could, for example, play without a tank, or even play with theoretically 6 Widowmakers, and can win the game without standing a single second on the point. So when we first look at the goal we want to achieve, and then think about what our team composition has to look like, defenders and attackers compositions on control maps or hybrid maps where you have to defend or capture a point are drastically different. When we go now to payload maps, or in hybrid maps like Numbani, when you have to defend the payload or you have to attack the payload. For the attacking team there is not much different to a control team, as you have still the goal of standing basically on the payload. And this means you still need your main group of people that can hold ground, like the payload. When you now think of the defending team, they are having the same goals now as the attacking team, as they want to basically stand as well on the payload to stop it from moving forward, or in the best case, or in the worst case, moving it backwards again. So now the attacking and the defending team have the same goals, which means team compositions should look fairly similar, with a main group that can stand on hold ground, and then the supporting characters that try to make their job easier, be it a Tracer, Genji, 2 Widowmakers, whatever. But it is, especially in hybrid maps, necessary that the defending team realizes the change in goals So they have to switch up their team composition after the first point when the payload part of the map starts. Okay, just a quick recap. I think the most basic and probably simplest way to tackle the problem of finding the right team composition lies in goal approach. So you should find out what is your goal in the most basic and simplest way, like standing on a point for a certain amount of time, and then build your team composition, maybe half of it specifically tailored to achieving this goal, and the other half of your team can be whatever, as long as they don't try to achieve this goal directly, but rather support your main group that is trying to achieve it.
Let's keep the payload moving.
So I think this is about it. I probably make a follow-up video on more detailed thoughts on which hero fulfills which role. But other than that, thanks for watching and maybe see you in the next one.
The objective